outside and low. Base on balls for Hop. And the Colonials have this into her motion. Brings it home. Resnick lays down a beautiful bunt, charging in and making the play for first baseman. Right-handed batter steps in. Bounces this one to second base where it's scooped and tossed over to first. And a productive out there for Winchell. As this one will lob its way over to first base where it's gloved and the play is made by Cowens. As this one bounces in between third and short and out into left field for a leadoff single here in the second for Cowan. Butt lobs forward and out of from behind the plate, and the Colonials. Do they get the play over at third? As this one out into center field, falls in front of the Colonial center fielder Pulich. So that one line back up the middle, gloved by Grover, couple steps over for her. Of the inning, and then the inning ended as Isabel Wagner. So Grover's at first, Pulich lays one down, a beauty, bouncing toss over towards the 3-2. Bouncer, gloved. Metcalf over to first. And 1-2. That one hits the batter, Calvert in the elbow. And now two are aboard. And the 0-2. This one out into left field. Bounces into the glove of Hop, and run comes in for IUPUI as they manufacture. Reardon was tagged out at first by the first baseman as a swing and a miss, strike three, and the Colonials. Metcalf has walked one in each inning, and the Colonials get their first hit. That one wiggles its way out into left field. Logan Black, the 9-spot hitter. She has a runner aboard for the third inning. Nice bunt is laid down there as charging in. Gregory tossing over to Keys. And called strike. And 1-0. Roped out to center field. Couple of steps over and a reach up into the game for IUPUI is number 2, Macy Bedrick. Excuse me, as the Colonials with a leadoff single for RMU's. As this one up the middle. And a single play at the plate, sliding in safely, Kutso Johnny, as the Colonials with an RB for IUPUI. 2 of them this inning, 1 in the previous inning, as this one carries well out to the fence. Grover, as the Colonials will send that runner around third, and coming home and scoring is Julia Ehrman. And we've got a lead for the Colonial to the pitcher. Pounds this one to center field, carrying well up against the fence. Sacador rounds first as the Colonials have 1 run come home, and runners on the corner. RBI single have led to these 3 runs as a pitch down in the dirt slides through the legs of the catcher Freiberg, and coming home from 0-1 from Speth. This one a dribbler over to third base where it's scooped up. Gregory over to Cowan, and a productive out for Hop. This one line back to short, and a double play for IUPUI as that rocket back to Reardon, and she tossed. As this one bouncing out to left field for a rare hit for Kayla Freiberg. Freiberg with base runners. This one out into left field, so back-to-back ground balls into left field for the Jaguars. About singles. As this one is popped up, long run in for the Colonial center fielder Matheny, and Matheny makes the play. And this one out towards short, where the play is made by Grover in favor of DeVault. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. The Colonials, as that one caroms off of the glove of Cowan over at first. Rounding second goes Winchell, and she will trot into second base. In the fourth, she was driven in as this one carries well out to right field, carrying still all the way out to the fence, and McPherson finally gets underneath it. And tagging and advancing is Avery Winchell from. As this one, a roller to second play made by Keys over to Cowan. This one down in the dirt. And a wild pitch, the second one for Metcalf. Scores another run for the Colonials. As the 2-2 with 2 away. Over to short, where it's tossed across Reardon to Cowan. And that'll do the 2-2. Bedrick gets underneath this one. And misplayed out there in right field by Pulich. As there was no glove put on the ball, as this one is rolled back and scooped up by DeVault. DeVault over. And this one will drop down in front of Keys. Keys can't make the play. And Sacadura center, and Pulich moved over to right as Matheny lays down a beautiful bunt there and will advance the runner Sacadura from first to second. Nice bunt before grounding out the third in the fourth. Grounds out there with a runner over at third in Sacadura. As this one goes awry, and Sacadura will come home, extending the Colonials' lead to 6-1. Time called, but too late, and sliding in safely over there, being thrown out, caught stealing. And this one out into center field. Over 3. And she'll reach base safely. Base on balls issued by Tatro.
Center fielder number 25, Kendall Calvert.
That'll bring up grad student from Speedway, Indiana. As that bunt knocked down, charging in, Johnny tosses it over to, and the 2-0. This one a bouncer, gloved by Resnick, tossed over to Winchell. 1-2. This one rolls back to the pitcher. Tatro comes off of her leg, toss over to first, and Cowan legs it out, and it'll be an RBI single. IUPUI on top early 1-0 as this one carrying well out to right field, but settling down underneath it is Black, and that'll do it for the top. Her 16th start of the season as this one is out into left field, and a leadoff hit for Kaylin Hopp for first of the day. Nice bunt laid down, no chance for Holman other than racing in and tossing it over. As she cranks this one to deep left field, carrying out to the warning track, but Bedrick will settle underneath it. Now this one a roller down the third base line, scooped up by Gregory, thrown across to Cowan, and that'll, as the 0-2 swung on and missed, tag applied. And that'll do it for the visitor. And she'll come home with 3-1. Base on balls is issued. A little indecisive on one of 2 games against Pitt. The Colonials will travel to Pitt in early May, as well as that one is carried out into left field. And a single. This one popped up. Coming over to the left is Keys, makes the play. And that'll do it for the. This one finds its way past Elena Johnny for a single. And the 0-1 bouncing back, caroms off of the glove of Tatro, and not able to scoop it and get it over. Where Gregory reaches on that sac bunt, as this one is scooped and tossed over to first, and 2 to her. Called strike 3, and 2 are away. That one was straight. And this one a bouncer back to the shortstop, scooped up, Grover across to Winchell, and that'll do it for. And hit by a pitch here in the bottom of the third. Hop at the top of the order for RMU. Resnick gets underneath this one, carrying out into shallow right field, retreating. Keys making the play from second base. This one hit out into left field. Getting underneath it is Bedrick for IUP out the third in her first at bat. Grounds this one over to short, scooped up by Reardon, throw it over to Cowan. And that'll do it for the, again, Holman lays down a bunt, charging in, Kuzo Johnny throws over to Resnick covering at first, sack bunt, and this one out to center field, Pulich gets underneath it. Tomorrow's doubleheader to today, as this one a bounce to Kuzo Johnny, tossing over to Winchell at first for the 5-3 put out, and that'll do it as 3-0 for a pitch walk for Charlotte Grover. To center, and then Garland batting for Bedrick, grounded out to third as that ground out for Colonials had a player hit by a pitch in the third and a player walked here in the fourth as legging it out. This one will find its way between shortstop and second base, rounding third, diving into home plate is Charlotte Grover, and the Colonials tie the game at 1-1 on the RBI single by Meadows Sakadora. Again, it's Black batting. This one out to center field, tagging at second base and advancing is Pulich. She slides in safely. The ball gets away, but and this one out to left field. Bedrick steps over and makes the play out there in left, and the Colonial. As the payoff pitch swung on and missed by Gregory, and the K from Molotores. This one roped up the middle. Calvert aboard with 2 away. Striking out McPherson and Gregory. As this one out to center field where the play is made by Poulian. And comes home with the 0-2. Resnick gets this one, carrying well all the way out to the fence where it'll bounce and be gathered in by Bedrick. But Resnick trots into second base with a stand-up double to lead things off here. And 1-0. Hit well by Kuzo Johnny, but settling underneath it there in center field is Calvert for running the board with Charlotte Grover. Scoring for the Colonials as Grover bloops this one out beyond the shortstop, and an RBI single for Grover. She drives home Resnick, and the Colonials find themselves on top 2-1. This one hit by Saxon out towards left field, and Bedrick will settle underneath it, and that'll do it for the bottom. Payoff pitch well up high, and the walk issued. Fight for a board. And this one stopped by Resnick, and we'll get the force out over at swing and a miss, strike 3, and that K gets the swing and a miss. And Courtney Pulich strikes second base and center field respectively, and this one will be fair ball just over third base. First hit of the game for and the 3-2. This one knocked down to the dirt by Gregory and just has to be eaten by Reardon. Resnick knocks this one out into left field, long run over, but Bedrick makes the play, and that for the Jaguars. As this one, DeVault bobbles it, can't make the play. And this one a roller, scooped up, charging in, making the play, Winchell. Now it's Gregory at the top of the order. Good job by Grover, looking back the runner and tossing over to Winchell. Gregory grounding out. As this one out into left field, coming up and stopping that ball is hop out in left. And next one bouncing back to DeVault, where she'll toss it over to Winchell, and the Colonials get the sweep over IUPUI. The Colonials winners in game 3 of the series, 2-1. This is the second game of today's doubleheader.